All right. All right. This is the City of Avondale Estates Board of Mayor and Commissioners regular meeting. It's March 11th, 2026. It's 5:31. I'm going to call the meeting to order. We have an agenda before us. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
That was Lyda. Do I have a second?
Second.
That was Louis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. Commissioner comments. Commissioner Stedman.
Well, thank you all for being here tonight. We have a bigger than average crowd. So, thank you for coming. I really can't think of anything else to comment on tonight.
Oh. Mr. Swazo. Sorry. Bad habit.
Did you say Sweeza?
He's going to kill me.
I read in our magazine that this is No Mow March, which is new to me. It's going to be hard for me to do it, but I'm going to try because I like things tidy, but I'm going to let the weeds go for a month and see how it goes.
Oh,
So
MOW.
you can read more about it in the magazine when it makes it to your doorstep.
Okay.
Oh, can I go back?
Sure.
I do have one comment. I want to thank city staff for getting out the information on the traffic lights. There's been a lot of talk and concern about it. So thank you for getting that out there. Appreciate it.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem.
I don't have a whole lot, just that it's gonna be hard for me not to mow too, because that's the only time I get to myself is sometimes with the lawnmower, so. But I just want to, I'm sure everybody has seen the progress that we've made on Dewey Brown Plaza and just want to thank the city for their hard work and design there. I think it looks fantastic, and I'm really excited about seeing the finished product coming up, so that's it.
Well, thank you. I have nothing, honestly. Thank you all for being here. Mr. Manager?
Yeah, I'll take your airtime.
Okay.
If you will.
Sure.
So at our last meeting, we discussed getting in touch with Georgia Power and inviting them to do a community information session about their what they consider to be their grid investment project. Just wanted to provide you guys with an update there. Shannon and I, we actually met with them here this morning. Shannon and I are going to be doing a ride along with the grid investment team to understand the exact scope, the entire of the project throughout the entirety of the city, so that we can help disseminate information and ask questions that they're brought to our attention moving forward. Following that, Georgia Power has agreed to hold an information session to provide information to the public. So we will kind of be marching on two fronts. One, we will, support that effort for their information session and publicize that. And then, of course, we will be able to provide people with information if they have questions about the project, and then be better able to direct them to the correct personnel to answer any more specific questions should they arise.
Okay. Thank you. That's it. Commissioner Smith.
Thank you, everybody, for bearing with me. My apologies.
Any comments or anything to
No.
bring up?
Thank you all for being here on time. I apologize for the lateness.
No worries. Okay. All right, moving on. Everybody good? Okay. All right, we have before us the meeting minutes of the February 24th, 2026 regular meeting and the February 24th, 2026 work session. Do I have a motion to engross the minutes?
So moved.
That was Graham. Do I have a second?
Second.
That's Lyda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, Mr. Manager, would you, anything to say before we make a motion on the public comment policy?
No, I think we discussed it. The resolution that you have before you contains all of the items which I had previously discussed and provided us direction on. There's nothing in there that you haven't seen and discussed with me. So it is ready for your consideration.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have before us a resolution to establish a public comment policy and other policies for the conduct of public meetings of the City of Avondale Estates Board of Mayor Commissioners. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution with a minor amendment. I'd like on section 1D and 3E to add at the end, talking about, addressing your written question that you submit. At the end, to put a response will be received within 72 hours. I just feel like that's a nice commitment back to the residents, since we're no longer taking questions. And that's it.
You said 1D and
1D and 3E.
so they're,
And that 72 hours is consistent with open records request requirements.
okay. Commissioner Stedman has made an amendment to the motion. Do we have a second? Okay, seeing none, the motion fails.
Okay,
So, all right,
right.
so we had, I made the motion. Do I have a second? Well, I can make a motion.
Second.
Yes.
Second.
Mayor Pro
To
Tem
approve.
made the second. All right, so any questions or comments further from up here?
I'll make
Yeah.
one very quick comment.
Okay,
It's not specific to the resolution, but it goes along the same path of, we had talked about maybe 2 or 3 meetings ago that we are going to increase our commissioner chats. And I just wanted to let everybody know that that's still a part of this plan, even though it's not codified in the resolution. And so we're working on the schedule, working on all that to get that put together.
okay, so thank you. Commissioner Stedman.
I would just like to say that this resolution is pretty consistent with how most governments operate. And so I understand that. Although I've never really seen Avondale as common. And, we've always had a really specially involved and active residential community. And that is why I think we have successfully been able to, answer questions at our public meetings for decades. And also due to the fact that we don't have a big attendance at most meetings, I felt like there was the opportunity. So I will support this because I know that the rest of the board is this is what they want to do. But I just wanted to share my feelings.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
I have one quick comment.
Yes.
Commissioner Stedman, Lyda, and I attended to some required training in Athens a couple of weeks ago. And it was really interesting. And I feel even more comfortable with what we're discussing and what we're proposing in this resolution. After that, as you said, it is pretty common.
Practice.
And I'm just going to reiterate. Last time I shared a little diagram for myself. I made a cheat sheet to help me understand graphically the flow of and I still feel comfortable that we're not diminishing the amount of time in my analysis and my understanding that's available to the public to speak. It's being restructured, but it's not, in my opinion, diminishing it.
Okay. Thank you.
And I just want to say, Commissioner Stedman, I appreciate the want to do the amendment, but I do think if we were holding the city to like a hard 72 hour, not all questions can be answered in that period of time. So I just think that might just hamstring them in some ways if they aren't held to like a time frame that they can't hold, and puts them in a.
Well, the reason I use that 72 hours is consistent with open records requests. So if you submit a question or need information from the city, you have 72 hours. If you can't do it within that 72 hours, you have to at least respond and give a time certain of when you can respond. So I just felt that was kind of saying, okay, we are going to answer your questions. It was just a commitment to answer more than anything else.
Okay. All right. I'll get up here. Public comment? Yes, Jan?
Jan Hover, 89 Berkeley Road. I kind of agree with Commissioner Stedman. Unfortunately, I feel as though we are special, and I know our city's changing a lot, growing a lot, but I still think of us as a small town. so that I don't necessarily think we have to do things the way Decatur does, for example. But whatever you guys decide, I'm apprehensive about the restructuring from the standpoint that if I am restrained to making a comment at the beginning of a regular meeting, I might not have made that comment if I had gone on and heard what y'all had to say. My question might be gone, or I might ask it a different way. I also feel as though now I'm going to have to download packets for each of the agenda items so that I know exactly, so that when or my question at the beginning, it's informed by all the things I would have found out during the course of your all discussion. So I'm disappointed. I understand some of the reasons why you're doing it, but I am apprehensive about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's JD. You know what? Okay. Seeing no further comment, I will bring it back for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, okay. All right, thank you. All right, next we have a contract for consideration. Mr. Manager, did you want to tee this one up?
Yeah, so, at the previous work session, we announced that, we had 11 submissions, to our request for proposals, to, update the downtown master plan. Those proposals, were all really good, by, reputable firms. That the proposals were narrowed down to 4 finalists who were interviewed by a panel consisting of city staff, a representative of the DEA, a representative of the Planning, Zoning and Architectural Board, and a local commercial property owner in the downtown. Out of those interviews, Lord and Sargent were the firm that was recommended to contract with for the purposes of executing the update for the downtown master plan. I think the board is pretty familiar with Lord and Sargent. That is a firm that has a wide breadth of expertise in multiple areas, including and not excluding architecture, landscape architecture, urban design, urban planning, so on and so forth. The firm has assisted us with several urban planning exercises in the past and is very familiar with the city's downtown and the improvements that have already been made and the reasons for those improvements. So for those reasons, plus others, we feel very confident in recommending the selection of Lord and Sargent to partner with us on the downtown plan.
And we work with, well, it's not Ken Blakely anymore, but it's KB Consultants, Jeff Koski, and
That's right. They are a partner to Lordak for this venture, and that is another firm that we have worked with in the past to assist us with economic development strategy.
yeah. So, all right. Thank you, Mr. Manager. All right, so we have before us a contract for professional services with, as the manager said, Lord and Sargent. The total amount is $199,981, correct? All right, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
That was Graham. Do I have a second?
Second.
That was Louis. Any questions, comments up here? Commissioner Stebbin?
Hi, although we did approve letting them pick the vendor, this is the first I've seen of the contract for the services. Did note that it fell within what we budgeted or what y'all budgeted for it. So, that's positive. But I do have a few questions. The subcontractors, is their price included in this $199? Okay. And, let's see, what was the other? I would have really liked to have seen a more detailed, quote, or I imagine, did they submit a more detailed quote? I mean, we just have the 3 numbers before us.
Yes, each firm submitted a proposal
Mm-hmm.
in response to the RFP. It's typical that the board only receives the proposal and contract from the firm that is being recommended to consider, rather than all of those who submitted proposals.
Could we just get a copy of their original proposal? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it should be in the pack, yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't see it. Well,
It's this big victim. Can I say a few?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Didn't see you.
Aside from the numbers, I would just encourage everyone to get on the website and take a look at this, because it's really detailed in what in their plans and what their the different elements of the downtown that they're going to take on. And I'm just going to point out a few here. There's an emphasis on transportation, parking strategy, traffic flows. They have housing, they're going to focus on housing strategies that build on the success that we already have. Public art plan. I've kind of been reading over this thing for the past few days. And the detail and the way that they talk about what they're going to do, like they mentioned specifically the increase in downtown residents and how we're going to move forward with a much larger population that is specifically downtown residents, and what kind of programming they'll need, what kind of placemaking that will be, and how ins and outs of the city. Let me find the last thing I underlined. Short-term and long-term goals for, that population specifically, how to balance the neighborhood with that population. And so there's just, I don't know about the numbers specifically, but there is a lot of detail placed in how and in their methodology and what they're going to do. And one of the very first highlights of it is public involvement, and they talk about stakeholders, including residents, businesses, visitors, and then the larger scale of stakeholders, which are entities like DeKalb County, MARTA. They have a list. I don't have it directly in front of me because it's a big thing, but they do take all those different things into consideration. So I want to thank the committee that chose Lord Atkins Sargent. I think it was a wise choice, and I'm really excited to see where this is going to go, and would just encourage everybody to get involved. And when you see notices about sessions that the residents are invited to take the initiative and come and give your input.
And I totally agree with that, because last time we had really great involvement with the development of the previous downtown master plan. And I think it gave us a better plan. And I think, when we set about trying to fulfill as many elements of that plan as we could, it just sort of reinforced the whole notion and buy-in, really. But likewise, I encourage everyone to participate in that. I mean, it's your city. So, all right.
One question. I'm sorry, I missed this. I don't know how I missed it, but I did. So you're saying that this is already outlining things they're recommending?
I don't think it's outlining things they're recommending. It's just like
I was wondering about what you said about additional residential. Is that to do with Avila, or in addition to that?
It's in this green section here. I can read it directly. Initial thought starters, people. Second point, the coming influx of housing will create a significant downtown resident demographic. How do we balance a neighborhood with the destination? So my point in saying that is that they're considering these things, and they're going to work that into the plan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Other questions, comments up here? Okay, seeing none. Questions, comments out there? Kathy?
Follow up with Grant's comment, the portion that was in green. This is what many of us begged for before you approve this, when you have this big development. Have the people come in, do the proper traffic studies, do the need of how this is going to incorporate us. So I'm glad that it's being talked about now. That's kind of like after the cow escaped from the barn, because they're coming. So I just want to reiterate that. Been involved with a lot of different master plans. They're great, but they're all kind of boilerplate. If you look at what they proposed in Gwinnett, some city in Gwinnett, they're all pretty much the same. And I didn't know, I know you did the master, you were here for the last, yes, don't look at me like that, Jonathan.
I just don't agree whatsoever.
And I do encourage everyone to come.
I just, my disagreement is based on the fact that our previous downtown master plan was not boilerplate. It was unique to Avondale in every aspect. So I'm just not sure, I agree with that at all. So, but okay, thank you. Okay. Any comments online? Any others out there? Yes, Stacy.
Stacy, just great news about getting the grant for it. If it's $199, how much was the grant covering?
80%.
Okay. All right, seeing no other comments, I'd like to bring it back for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's 5. Okay. All right, last item up for consideration is item number 7. This is a contract with Yellowstone Landscape. Mr. Manager?
Yeah, so, first of all, I would like to thank you for approving the agenda to include consideration of this item tonight, Mr. Mayor. The reason that we're bringing this item forward tonight rather than, to a work session and then to a future regular meeting for consideration is a matter of timing. So previously, we did not anticipate being able to execute the installation of a planting plan this early in the calendar year. So we are excited about the potential opportunity to get, if y'all approve this, to get the planting plan executed for the bulk of the spring and summer season. So that being said, just want to take you through the process of how we got here. Several years ago, we programmed the capital program to include this project in its entirety, which consists of both the hardscape and the landscape improvements to Dewey Brown Plaza. Earlier this year, you executed a contract to or approved a contract to execute the hardscape improvements, which have been ongoing over the past month. That included demolition of the invasive plant species that existed within the Dewey Brown Plaza, and of course, the construction of the patio, the completion of the patio and the granite curbing of Dewey Brown Plaza. The second step now is the landscape. Just as we did with Fletcher Park, we partnered with Shades of Green to help develop a planting plan for Dewey Brown Plaza. We discussed the matter at the previous meeting of the Green Space Advisory Committee, who recommended to us certain types of native plants and or native friendly plants to be planted that would meet our goals of sustainability, but also be very attractive within the environment. So before you, you have both a contract with Yellowstone to install the plants proposed in the plan that was developed in concert with Shades of Green. And we obtained several quotes for the installation itself. We received a quote from Shades of Green that was substantially more expensive than the contract that is being proposed by Yellowstone. And then we also received a quote from Ground Tech, who is performing the hardscape work, but their proposal was incomplete, and we just feel like it met all of the marks contained within the proposed plan from Shades of Green. That being said, we're kind of ahead of the curve on the hardscape work. We were able to get recommendations from the Green Space Advisory Committee and relay those to Shades of Green, who was able to present us with a plan ahead of schedule. And so if you guys are able to consider this and approve the contract tonight, we can immediately move forward with ordering these plants and begin planting them at the very beginning of April to have them ready for the aforementioned bulk of the spring and summer seasons. You will notice that the concept here is kind of inverse of the previous orientation of Dewey Ground Plaza, where you had the bulk of your plantings or your dominant plantings at the rear of the plaza, and it kind of blocked the residential neighborhood or the start of the historic district. Yes. But you can already kind of see from the demo work that now what we're trying to do is reorient the plaza to open the neighborhood to the plaza and kind of use 278 as more of your more dense planting area. So we're excited about this plan. We think, Shades of Green did a wonderful job. The plans selected are fantastic for the space. The Green Space Advisory Committee was also excited about this. We've been very impressed with how the hardscape work is turning out. And we hope to deliver, a new plaza or a reimagined plaza that, the entire community can be proud of.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Jonathan, since we didn't have a work session on this, could we do discussion before we call?
Yes.
Okay. I have a number of things.
Okay.
So I have questions. So this is the quote that I'm looking at. Is that right? Okay. So you mentioned another company. But anyway, Yellowstone, it has at the bottom 87,448. But you're talking about 91. So anyway, I went in. One thing I'm concerned about is buying our plants through them instead of buying direct wholesale, which the city can do as a city, and also because we don't pay taxes. So I think we're getting a huge markup on our plants. I actually did yesterday reach out to a local wholesale nursery and got a quote from them, and then I did a comparison sheet, which I'll be happy to give you. It's
I would ask you why you didn't do that beforehand.
before. What do you mean beforehand?
If you went through.
Well, I just got it back this morning.
Well, I think that a couple of things here, Commissioner Stedman. I think that is I think that's an overstep of a legislative responsibility. And I also am a little disturbed, quite frankly, that you used the public forum to debut this information rather than coming to us and saying potentially that you believe some savings could be acquired by forcing plants another way and then asking us if we would do that for you.
Well, I'm sorry that it came across that way. That was not my intent. I was just doing research, which, is what I feel like is my responsibility to do. So I just, I didn't mean to offend. I just felt like I was doing research to understand this better. You know that financial things are a big thing for me, That's no surprise to anybody. So I was just kind of felt like I was doing my due diligence. But anyway, then other questions I want to ask is, you've got 400,000 in the budget here for Dewey Brown Plaza. The amount that was approved for the paving, is that part of that 400? And is this also part of that 400?
That is correct.
Is there any additional things that will come out of that money?
Potentially. I can't speak specifically to that yet. However, right now, we are comfortably within the programmatic budget that we appropriated for this project, and we hope that's the case so that we can potentially shift funds, any excess funds that we have within that project budget to a different project in
Okay.
the future. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it possible to split out the purchase of the plants from the contract?
I'll let Assistant City Manager Powell speak to that.
Okay.
It's been more intimately involved here.
I think that the reason that we ask for the professionals, or we go to a professional and have them do it is, number one, it's time. It's a time suck for us to be able to do that, to manage that, to make sure the quality of what we get meets that, so that if they're selecting, they're guaranteeing, they're looking at those plans, not we're selecting, we're picking that up. And so while there might be a little cost savings because you're saving on taxes, and even then, maybe there's a way of helping on that front, but they're really taking responsibility for that. And
Mhm.
that's what we need them to take responsibility, not us. We don't, then you get into who delivers it and where does it go and all that kind of stuff. So it adds so much more complication for us to be able to really truly manage it with a small team. And we have a very small team. And be able to do this, we really need to be able to use a third party to be able to handle it. I appreciate the concern. We're always budget conscious. We're looking at these tightly. That's why we have three different quotes. But those are some of the reasons why I think it's important for us not to take on that responsibility.
Will they replace the plants if they're?
We're working on your maintenance agreement with them, and then we a city staff or our public work will water, and if for any reason we can't water, then they would step in and help us on that front. But we anticipate we would be able to handle the come together. I mean, and one of the reasons we like Yellowstone is because they are working with us on other landscaping and other maintenance in the city. So they're here. They're here all the time. We're working collaboratively to learn together how to maintain more efficiently and effectively. So it's one of the reasons I think we're drawn to this particular proposal.
Thank you.
Yeah, one other thing to add, Commissioner Stedman, the additional dollars that we're asking to appropriate above the 87 is a 5% contingency.
I'd just add that at the bottom of the contract, they do, they say they will warranty the plant material. And so that's for the duration of a year or so. Is that pretty much the standard? And then the only thing they ask is that we'd order a water truck, and I assume Yellowstone would tell us when we need to order a water truck. Okay. Yeah. I like the idea of using Yellowstone simply because they curate the plants, they put them in, they're keeping an eye on them. When one of them goes under, which inevitably some of them will, they'll step in and take care of it. So yeah, I'm good.
So the amount we're approving is not 87,448.
we're asking you guys to, approve $91,821.38, even though their quote price was 5% less than that, because we would appreciate the 5% contingency, be available if need be.
Okay. So that's what we're approving. All right. Any other questions, comments up here or make a motion? And then we have comments afterwards as well, but. Okay. So, we have before us a contract with Yellowstone Landscape Inc. for a planning plan execution at Dewey Brown Plaza, not to exceed $91,821.38. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
That was Mike. Do I have a second?
Second.
That was Graham. Any other questions, comments up here?
No.
Any questions, comments out there? Kathy?
I would ask that if you have a year-long warranty, that it be included in the contract. For on certain kind of open-ended, nothing in I would warranty plant material other than acts of God or Mother Nature. It doesn't specifically say the amount that they, and that may be standard, but I think we should include that in a contract. And I also think that we should add initial water and plant material is included. Shannon, Ms. Powell mentioned that the city was responsible, if I understood it, for watering for the rest of the time. I think that needs to be clarified in the contract too.
I think I see a limited warranty at the bottom, just above.
The event of severe drought that y'all would approve a work order for a water truck. That says that in a drought, so you gotta be careful about your water.
Doesn't it say above the price there? Like that it has a
It does.
plant material under a limited warranty for 1 year. Transplanted material and or plant material that dies due to conditions out of Yellowstone's control
That's not included in
shall not.
the one that we
It's
No.
the exact same thing.
install plant, Dewey Brown Plaza landscape. I don't see it.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yeah, Bill.
Bill Over, 89 Bakley Road.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
You okay? Okay.
Yeah, it just caught me.
I just want to express some disappointment in the plan in that it basically obliterates one of the historic islands by merging it into the east pill of the Dewey Brown Plaza. I think that that's an important landscape feature, historic landscape feature of the city, and I don't think that it's sufficiently identifiable as a former island in this scheme. And I just think it's a loss to the historic character that that historic landscape. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Bill. It just
No
caught me.
worries, no worries. Don't want the mayor dying.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure a lot of people disagree with that in this room. Sorry. It just catches me every once in a while. Thank you for your comment. Okay, any online? Any other out there? Okay, I'd like to bring it back for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. That was 5. Okay, public comment. Julia.
Read. Under 3 minutes. My name's Julie Martinez, Majestic Circle, but I'm here tonight representing the Avondale Estates Garden Club. We don't routinely do this, but you may or may not know we have a Yard of the Month program, and it's, believe it or not, very highly coveted award. The Avondale Estates Garden Club would like to recognize the city's work by naming Fletcher Park the Yard of the Month for March 2026. The recently refurbished, none of this, we didn't know any of this other stuff before I came in here. The recently refurbished Fletcher Park is a hidden gem tucked away in Avondale Estates. There are paths connecting lakeshore plaza to Lakeshore Drive, a refurbished children's play area, picnic tables, park benches, a chimney sweep birdhouse, and nearby bike racks with that are adjacent to the park. It is surrounded by tall trees, a wonderfully relaxing space with amenities for all ages. Please come by and see the park when you get a chance. It's a wonderful example of the work the city is doing to maintain our beautiful city. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice.
And one other thing is, y'all have heard about this off and on for months now, but thanks to Kristen and Shannon for getting the Blue Star marker moved across the street.
Hmm.
It is no longer a threat to public safety when you walk down the sidewalk.
Yes,
Thank you, guys.
thank you. Others? Any, okay, who's that? Joni online? Joni,
All right, can you hear me?
we can.
Okay, so I'm following up from Joni Zacola, 3316 Wilshire Drive. I'm following up from last month to see if there's been any progress with Georgia Power and their project of burying the lines. We had 6 Georgia Power people show up earlier this week, and they really are anxious to move ahead. So has there been any progress trying to set something up with Georgia Power?
Well, the manager addressed that a little earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I missed it. I didn't realize tonight was the meeting, so I'm online.
Reiterate.
Just quickly, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Assistant City Manager Powell and I will be going out in the field with the grid investment team to understand the project scope in detail, including the detail of the entirety of the scope within the city, so that we can assist our residents and property owners with any questions that they might have related to that project on a more intimate basis. In addition to that, after that exercise has been completed, Georgia Power has informed us that they are willing to hold a community information session to explain the scope of their project themselves. But they believed it would be in everyone's best interest if both parties would be able to speak in a little more informed fashion about the project in the future. So that's why we're actually getting directly involved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Asher Derrico, 17 South Avondale Road, and this may be more of a question for Mr. Manager. As I'm sure many people are well aware, the timing of our wonderful light leading from South Avondale over to college. Know that we're in a phase where I guess the county will come through, or is it GDOT will come through and adjust that timing. Do we have any idea of when that may be taking place, just so that there's a light at the end of that road?
Yes.
No pun intended.
Yes. So thank you, Asher. So the county's contractor, AECom, who does signals, have made some temporary adjustments to a couple of signals Sunday and Monday.
Okay.
So there should be a little bit of improvement already. However, we can't do the complete signal synchronization until the project construction is complete. And there is one remaining issue regarding construction specifically, which is narrowing the mast arms at the signal that you're talking about, the South Avondale Pine alignment. In order to move those mast arms, Atlanta Gas Light has to move a gas line. And in order to move that gas line, they had to get a GDOT permit. They just received their GDOT permit Monday. And are working to schedule that as we speak. As soon as they get that line moved, we can move the mast arms and then we can move forward with synchronization. So I don't believe that's gonna be too far off in the offing. But I can't give you a date specific yet because I don't know how quickly the Atlanta Gas Light will be able to move that line.
Understandable. Thank you.
Well, and thanks, thanks everyone for your patience. We know that it's not perfect and, but thank you for your patience. It's a temporary thing. So, anyway, all right, one last call. Questions, comments? Okay, seeing none, I'm gonna bring it back. Any final comments up here? Okay, all right, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
That was Lida. Do I have a second? That was
Second.
Louis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's 5. Keep going?
Sure.
Okay,
You good?
I'm good. I don't know. It just happens every once in a while. All right, this is the City of Avondale Estates Board of Mayor Commissioners Work Session. It's March 11th, 2026. It's now 6:18. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We have an agenda before us. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
That was Graham. Do I have a second?
Second.
That was Lida. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we have one item to discuss this evening, and that's review of an amendment to the Safe Built Professional Services Contract. Mr. Manager.
Yes, I am going to turn the floor over to Assistant City Manager Powell to explain what we are presenting to you guys. It is, you know, not an intensive revision, just a little bit of service that we would recommend adding to Safe Built's responsibility for the front of it. Okay.
Safe Build does our plan review and building inspection. And part of what they have been doing for us on an ad hoc basis, along with staff, is review of things that aren't vertical as well. So stormwater infrastructure, site planning, some of the site work for commercial development. We've been as we're looking at what's coming ahead of in front of us. We'd like to see, instead of doing that on an ad hoc basis, have that as part of the contract, have a professional engineer when it's part of the team, somebody we can work with on a regular basis. They can do both the review, or not the review, the inspection of the stormwater infrastructure site plans and any public or any infrastructure that will then turn over to the public. So sidewalks, roads, things like that. Some of the things we're talking about with Babel, they would then do the inspections on our path. And so that's what this does. It adds a professional engineer. It's an hourly rate, just like, you know, we pay for what we use, but it puts that person on the team.
All right. Very good. I think this looked like very good numbers to me, and I would totally be in favor of this, but any questions?
Well, can I reiterate, we're paying that anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a dedicated engineer rather than a different person. Or having to rely on ourselves if somebody's not available.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
I do. So did you say that it was kind of a villa project that's kind of pushing the need for the stormwater inspections and stuff? Okay, and they have a stormwater engineer on staff? Okay.
We will see this at all.
Okay, yeah, the increases are reasonable, you know, for, I think the last time it was 2024, it's only 2%, so I think that's reasonable. Will we be able to recover some of this expense through fees and permitting? Okay.
We do a fairly regular, especially with a new contract, trying to do a one-for-one and make sure that our fees are set in a way that helps us recover those fees, and then we typically do that before the budget process, and we'll come back to you if we feel like fees need to be increased and covered.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Louis.
Shannon, is it safe to say that a large development or like of an apartment building, for example, the permit fee is a many digit number?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a big number. Yeah.
Good. Oh, good? All right. I have no questions about this one. Other than this would come up next meeting for a vote. Okay, so we will vote on this March 25th. Thank you. All right. Since that's the only item and it seems like we're done up here, public comment. Anything online? Okay. Going once, going twice. All right, back up here. Any closing comments up here this evening from the board?
Not for me.
Okay. All good?
Yep.
All right, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
That was Lida. Do I have a second?
Second.
That's Mike. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it, especially this guy on the front row.